Aston Martin has always carried an aura that feels almost mythical, a brand built on elegance, tradition, and the quiet confidence of something crafted rather than simply manufactured. For more than a century, the company's identity has rested on the idea that a car is more than a machine, that it can be a piece of art shaped by hands that understand both steel and soul. But in the modern world, where speed, efficiency, and automation dominate every corner of the automotive industry, holding onto that hand-built aesthetic comes with hidden costs that outsiders rarely see. What looks timeless and effortless on the surface often hides a constant struggle behind the scenes, where tradition and technology collide every single day. Aston Martin's factories do not run like the typical high-volume plants of other luxury brands. There are no endless rows of robotic arms moving in perfect rhythm, stamping out thousands of identical vehicles each week. Instead, the process feels almost old-fashioned, almost too slow for the universe it lives in. Craftsmen still shape pieces by hand, adjusting panels with tiny taps of a hammer, refining each detail until the car reflects the image the company has protected for decades. But the world around them has changed. Safety standards, technology integration, emissions rules, and customer expectations are all modern demands. To deliver a car that looks like something from a more romantic time while performing like a sleek, high-tech machine requires a balancing act that feels almost impossible. The factory becomes a place where the past and the future negotiate their survival. The cost of maintaining this identity is not simply financial, though the financial side is enormous. It is emotional. The company fights to maintain the illusion that nothing has changed, that the grace of the classic era still guides every car rolling off the line. But beneath that illusion are the pressures of a modern manufacturer trying to keep up with global competitors who operate on entirely different systems. Every handcrafted part takes more time. Every old-world technique requires more training. Every decision to avoid mass automation slows production down. In a world where customers want personalization yet also expect reliability, precision, and cutting-edge technology, keeping everything handmade becomes both a point of pride and a daily burden. What makes this challenge even heavier is the expectation placed on the brand by the public. People imagine Aston Martin as a symbol of luxury untouched by time, a name that belongs to a different class of automotive storytelling. That image is powerful, but it also acts like a cage. The company cannot simply modernize without risking the very identity that makes it desirable. Updating a process, increasing automation, or replacing traditional craftsmanship with faster machinery could break the emotional connection customers have to the brand. So Aston Martin must find a way to satisfy modern standards without betraying the spirit that built its reputation. The hidden cost becomes the constant fear of losing what makes the brand special. Inside the factory, that conflict becomes physical. Workers handle delicate materials that require human judgment, yet they are surrounded by the digital screens and advanced testing systems demanded by modern regulations. Engineers must design parts that honor the curves and personality of older models while also fitting the complex electronics required today. The slowness of hand building means fewer cars, which means higher prices, which leads to financial pressure whenever the market shifts. For every car that looks beautifully effortless on a showroom floor, there were weeks, sometimes months, of tension, trial, craftsmanship, and compromise behind it. Aston Martin's elegance therefore comes at a cost that money alone cannot describe. It is the cost of refusing to let tradition fade. It is the cost of insisting that human touch still matters in an industry racing toward full automation. The factory must carry the weight of nostalgia while also confronting the demands of the present. And as the world moves faster, the company's decision to move slowly, carefully, and deliberately becomes both its biggest challenge and its greatest strength. In the end, Aston Martin's story is not just about cars. It is about the value of identity in a world obsessed with speed. It is about the courage it takes to preserve craftsmanship, even when it makes the path harder. And it is about the unseen battles fought behind factory doors, where history is held together by the hands that refuse to let it slip away.